Alright, so I was gonna do this earlier. Never got to it. Totally spaced it. Gotta do it now. Talking about Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. And well, I'm not gonna say this is my last review for the month because I'm still gonna do The Invisible Man tomorrow. Go see that. And then I'm gonna do my commentary for Batman tomorrow as well. I still have one more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle review to do. Yeah. So I can do that one sometime tomorrow. But I have some more like lists, countdowns to do. And I haven't done them yet. I've totally spaced them. I want to get a couple of them more done before the end of the month because it's like they're nostalgic. There's Cartoon Network, there's Nickelodeon. It's just like, you know. Let's talk about Scooby Doo 2. Now, I went to the theater to see this with my family because we enjoyed the first one together, so we went to see this one, and yeah, it's now. I remember when I went to see this, I thought it was going to be a sequel, direct sequel, like they're going back to Zombie Island, and something else was going to happen. Not Zombie Island, but Spooky Island, and something else was going to happen. Like, I remember back when the Scooby Doo and Zombie Island came out, and then they announced Witch's Ghost. I was playing with my toys, right, in 1998 when I was 11 years old. And I was playing with, like, Scooby Doo and stuff, and I was pretending I would make my own version of Witch's Ghost as a direct sequel to Zombie Island. And all that stuff in and using that story. Oh, remember what happened last time? You know, that. So when this came out, I figured it was going to be like they were going back to Spooky Island and they were going to, you know, connect to the first one. But it doesn't at all. It's like, it starts there at a museum, right? And Fred, for some reason, has longer hair. Okay, I think I said this in my first review, but Fred never had scraggly hair like that. He had it more like he did in the first one than it was. They show him with scraggly hair at the beginning of the first one, and now he has scraggly. He never had scraggly hair like that. And the ascot is gone in the second one. But, you know. And the plot this time revolves around this masked person who is taking these suits of the famous monsters and bringing them to life, like actual monsters. First thing you gotta ask is, where the hell did they get these costumes? Shouldn't they're evidence, right? Shouldn't they be in lockup? Yeah, like the Coolsville Police Department gave them the suits. It's like Seth Green's character. Seth Green's character, like, owns the suits, I think. Because when they're stolen, he's all, you know, pissed off and stuff because his exhibit's been destroyed or whatever. And now, for me, like the whole thing about Scooby Doo is that they try to misdirect you and they try to make you think, you know, you never know who's gonna be behind everything. But obviously, whoever wrote this movie, who wrote it? No. James Gunn. He also wrote the first one. I don't. Now, the first one, it was a little bit harder. Like, the first one, they weren't trying. Like, for me, in the first one, there wasn't a mystery around who was behind it. It was very obvious who was behind it, and they weren't trying to make it a mystery because you had Nagutone and the Masked Wrestler guy, and they were obviously part of it. And who did they work for? Montevarious. So it was very obvious who the killer was, and they weren't trying to hide that. Not really. I mean, they're like, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? But it wasn't really that big of a mystery. You knew. Like, they basically showed, like, you knew something was going on with Montevarious because he brought them to the island. And it was his cohorts on the island doing this. And, both of them, but who were they working for? Come on. It's got to be Montevarious. So, and the twist that it was scrappy, it was But in this one, they treat it like it's a complete mystery, but it's still obvious. Like, oh, I wonder who's going to be... What they try to do, they try to make it look like a Scooby Doo episode where they tried to put out your red herrings. Like, it could be Old Man Wickles, the Black Knight Ghost from their first, case, still holding a grudge after all these years. Or it could be Seth Green, who set this whole thing up. Who knows? And he happens to, who knows? Or it could be anyone, right? Right? The thing is, you try to hold this mystery, but it's so obvious who it is that you're trying to hide it, but you're not. Because it's so obvious that it's Alicia Silverstone. But once again, much like with Montevarious in the first one, okay, it's very obvious it's Alicia Silverstone. But they still try to make it a mystery. Oh, who could it be? They're tracking him down and stuff. But it's still obvious. It's Alicia Silverstone's character. Because she is constantly trying to make the Mystery Inc. look bad. Especially Fred confronts her and says, I know what you're doing. You're trying to make it look like I think Coolsville sucks. And then they cut that and they air it. All Fred Jones had to say was, I think Coolsville sucks. Obvious she's behind it. But then the twist that she's actually Jonathan Jacobo, who was the original Pterodactyl Ghost, which was never actually a villain on the show. I've seen a lot of shows. He was never a villain on the show. All right. They have a lot of villains out here. They have they have Black Knight Ghost, Minor 49er, Captain Cutler, it's like what is it? Black Slime Ghost or something like that. I don't know what it was. He was on there. Not the 9,000 Volt Ghost or whatever. It was a Cotton Candy Glob, but I don't remember that one. But that's just me. But yeah, all these monsters, and the two ghosts, the skeleton eyeball thingies, which I've seen before, but I've never heard of the Pterodactyl Ghost. I think I even tried to search it one time. I couldn't find anything about it, but who knows? But yeah, and then they take your mask off, and it's Jonathan Jacobo, and it's like they mention him at the beginning of the film, and then there's like a shrine to him in the cave that Velma thought was Seth Green's shrine. And I thought, when I first watched it, I thought it was going to be revealed that because Seth Green and Tim Blake Nelson look very similar, I thought it was going to be revealed that Seth Green's character was actually Jacobo's son trying to get revenge for his father's death. Because the whole story was that they sent Jacobo to jail, and then he tried to escape with his wing thingies. They failed, and he died. He didn't actually die, but that's what the story was. And I thought, okay, so it's going to be turn out that Seth Green did this to get revenge for Mystery Inc. Revenge on Mystery Inc. for what they did to his father, like something like that. No, it had nothing to do with it at all. And like I said, they try so much to draw attention. Like they make Seth Green look very suspicious when he goes off on a thug, or he's walking towards Velma at when he shows up at the shrine. Just very creepy, but he's not behind it at all. He tried too hard to do the red herring, shift where, oh, it's this guy. Oh no, it's this guy. Like, it's just so, it's all too obvious that it's not them, because they're trying to track down these suspects. The one suspect they're not poking at, except for maybe Daphne for about 5 seconds, until Ned, her cameraman, shows up as okay, so there's a scene where Daphne confronts Heather Jasper Howe, or Alicia Silverstone's character, and we find out later that Ned saw this and put the costume on and put on a whole show to, convert it away from her. But still, it's just... Okay, so look at this from her perspective, alright? So she's about to be exposed by Daphne, and then your assistant covers for you. So you should be like acting like you're scared of this and different. No. They're like, oh no, acting innocent. But what did she do? Smiles at it. Like she's approving of this. Like, it's just like, I understand to make it look like she's against Mystery Inc., but it's too smug, and it makes it look like it clearly points to her. She did it. She did it. She did it. I know you see that. She still did it. She's got an accomplice. And the humor in this is maybe a little bit less funny than the first one. There's the whole thing with a fart contest. I don't know. Was that in the first one? No, that wasn't the first one. This one, they're I do like the go boom part, but they're just like turn one into Taz. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, the first one is better. This one's even longer, but it's just, yeah. And then there's a dance number at the end. Yeah. There's no Scrappy, but yeah. So as you could probably tell, my voice is kind of going out, so I'm gonna end it. Give it a 6. 6 out of 10 for me. It's all right, but it's not as bad. It's not the worst. 6 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Scooby Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I got a lot to do tomorrow. And I also got to work. I want to come home. I'll try to put together at least one countdown list. And then I got to go, because that movie's not till 1:30, so maybe I'll do a couple of them actually, depending on how long it takes to get done with work and when I get home. And how long it takes me to gather stuff up for it. I can get 1 or 2 of them done. And then, actually, if I do the cartoons list, I might not need anything to do with it, just because it's a ranking, and I'll have all those cartoon shows, so I might be able to do that without any, like, to show you the Blu-ray DVD or something. So that one could be easy to do. But yeah, so like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.